I live in Gig Harbor, and I think it's the greatest place on earth.
And I live in Port Orchard, and I think Port Orchard is the greatest place to live.
Well, let's have a debate and see who wins. All right, so the first topic that we're going to talk about here is the price of housing in Gig Harbor versus Port Orchard. So Gig Harbor is kind of expensive, to be honest. The average price point over the summer in Gig Harbor was over $987,000, almost $1 million. But what does that get you? It's a really nice area. The community is super clean. It's really desirable. It's pretty close to things like the airport and Seattle, if you want to go up there for a night or a ball game, things like that. And it's just a nice sense of community, lots of things to do. So it does cost more to live here.
But to live in Port Orchard, the average price point was about $605,000 over this last summer. But what you get for your money in Port Orchard can go quite a bit further. So you might get a bit more land, you might get a bit more square footage on your property, similar finishes, similar homes. You can get a lot what you could get in Gig Harbor in Port Orchard for maybe a little bit cheaper.
Yeah, I will admit that. There's something about Port Orchard, especially if you are budget sensitive or you're looking, you don't want to stretch yourself that thin, or maybe you're a first-time home buyer, so it is a great option. And like Jake said, it's pretty close. You can come use you can borrow all of our stuff. All right, Jake, so what do you think? What's next to debate?
I think what's next to debate, we got to talk about different community events. I think there's a lot of community events in both areas that are good, but Port Orchard might have a bit better, or at least more fun, right? So
maybe just different. Let's just go with different.
Okay, but Port Orchard, we have a wonderful farmers market. We do have some downtown parades and different annual events. One big one that we enjoy, it's been going on for 30 plus years, is the summer cruise event. So it's a huge classic car. There's over 500 cars that come all through downtown. Downtown Port Orchard is a little bit more rustic. And so it really blends with this antique car festival that goes on every year. We have a seagull calling contest. So it actually started in 1990. It was for the 100-year anniversary of downtown Port Orchard. So Port Orchard's been around since 1890. And so they do some judging, and one of our local councilmen won this year.
Oh my gosh. So there's a couple things that both Gig Harbor and Port Orchard actually, they do have. They both have downtown Halloween events for the kids to go to all the shops and stores trick-or-treating. They have holiday festivals during, the Christmas time with tree lighting ceremonies. They both have that stuff. So both communities offer that for sure. We have our own twist here in Gig Harbor on a couple of the things. I wouldn't go so far as the seagull. We have what's called the Maritime Festival. So once a year, they shut down downtown Gig Harbor. They have a big community parade. And I'm telling you, a lot of people in the community are in this parade. In with that, we have our own version of the car deal. On day 2 of that, they bring all these classic cars down, park them downtown. So I'm not sure if it quite compares to that. I haven't seen that one, but it's a classic car kind of a thing that's involved with the Maritime Festival. So we also have a thing, this is really cool, it's one of my favorite things, is the Summer Concert Series. So down at Scansey Park, downtown Gig Harbor, on Tuesday nights, there's concerts in the park and they're free to the community. Come down there, put your lounge chairs out, watch it. We have a farmer's market, very similar to yours. In fact, it's probably the same vendors because they're on different days. And then another cool thing that we have here is movies in the park. So over at Same Old Park, they have movies once a week in the summertime, of course, and just G-rated movies, friendly for the whole family to come check out. So that's kind of a cool community thing. So as you can tell, there's a lot of things to do in both areas. And the great thing, I'm going to give Port Orchard some props. We're 15 minutes apart from each other, so you can enjoy activities in both these towns, no matter which one you live in. So the next thing we're going to dive into is Puget Sound life. Both communities are on the Puget Sound. They're both on peninsulas, basically, and water surrounds us everywhere. So Gig Harbor itself, the harbor is a really protected little harbor, a place that's great to throw your kayak in or your paddleboard in. Water's really calm. There's no boat wakes or anything like that. A lot of residences on the water with their own private piers and things like that. And we also have 7 public boat launches around Gig Harbor for us to access the water. So it's really, really cool. It kind of differs from the setup of Port Orchard.
Yeah, so Port Orchard, it doesn't have as much of a protected harbor like Gig Harbor's name, right? Port Orchard sits on St. Clair Inlet, which is a larger body of water.
It's a commercial waterway.
It's a commercial waterway.
Yeah.
So we have the aircraft carriers, the battleships that are over at the Puget Sound Naval Shipyard. So when you're accessing the water, we have 4 publics. So you have more, but we have a lot more access to kind of the north part of the sound. So it's a little bit further north. You can pop your boat in the water and you might be going up to visit maybe Paul's Bow or Bainbridge Island, but we don't have quite as many areas to access the salt water.
Going back to something we talked about earlier, price point, that has something to do with it. We have so much more waterfront homes, and of course those values are a lot higher. So that's gonna drive our average price point up significantly, where that may not correlate to just the average home in Gig Harbor. So take that whole number initially, take it with a grain of salt to an extent. One thing I gotta give props to Port Orchard about is if you wanna hop on a ferry, a public ferry system, and get over to Seattle and never get in a car, you can do it from the Port Orchard area. Okay, so Jake and I are both golfers. This is something we share. We do some golf trips together and we enjoy to get out on the course once in a while. So we're gonna talk about golf courses because it's something that's important in my life and in yours as well. So we're gonna talk about the differences in what you can do as far as golf availability in the Port Orchard area versus the Gig Harbor area. So what do you got?
Well, I live within 5 minutes of 3 different golf courses. One championship course and then some others that almost qualify, but they're stunning properties.
They're pretty nice courses.
Yeah, so we have Trophy Lake Casting Club, and we also have McCormick Woods, which is the championship golf course, and we're very close to Gold Mountain. Gold Mountain is located in Bremerton, but it's just around the corner from Port Orchard, right across the city line. We have very, very great golf courses, accessible and pretty inexpensive as well.
Yeah, I got to give them props. Their public golf courses are fantastic. There's plenty of them, so you can get out there. But here in Gig Harbor, we have a private golf and country club called Canterwood, which I am a member of, and it is spectacular. It ranked in the top 10 golf courses of any golf course in Washington State. And super, super nice. All the amenities of a country club that come with it, as far as the restaurant and the pool and the gym and the tennis courts and pickleball courts.
Hey, we're talking about golf.
All the stuff. Well, that comes with it. It comes with it. So anyway, if you're looking for a country club lifestyle, a private country club lifestyle, it's right here in Gig Harbor. And one thing, you don't have to live here to be a member. So you can live in Port Orchard and still be a member of Canterwood, or just come play with me as a guest, as he does often.
All right, so now we have to debate some commute times, because in each area, we're gonna have maybe some different employers, different areas that you go to work to. Although we're really close together, we have more access really to the other side of Kitsap County, so central and north Kitsap, which is where one of the largest employers in Kitsap County is, which is the Puget Sound Naval Shipyard. So commuting to there from Port Orchard, if you're driving, about 20 minutes. But what we do have that Gig Harbor doesn't have are the ferries. So we have really accessible ferries. We have a walk-on ferry from downtown Port Orchard that pops you right over to Bremerton, where you can access the Bremerton ferry. You can take you to work at the shipyard. But then we also have the Southworth ferry, which is out on the eastern side of Port Orchard, which has access to West Seattle. And newly implemented for Kitsap County Transit, we have a fast ferry system. So about 35 minutes, $5 parking in Southworth, 35 minutes to downtown Seattle. So you're talking commuting to baseball games, Seahawks games. We're really accessible, and that's kind of the beauty. We have a little bit cheaper price point, but we have some real accessibility features for transit.
And what we'll do on here, we'll throw up a map just showing you where Port Orchard is compared to Gig Harbor, and they're just a little bit north of us. And take some of these numbers, a little grain of salt here, because we're talking pretty big geographic areas. Port Orchard, the city limits itself is pretty small, just like Gig Harbor city limits is pretty small. But the mailing addresses, or what people say, hey, I live in Port Orchard, it's likely not even the city limits. It's a pretty big geographic area. Same thing with Gig Harbor. So if it's a 10-minute drive for me to Tacoma from one place in Gig Harbor, it could be a 25-minute drive from somewhere else. Sorry, it's fall, the leaves are falling. Anyway, so Jake's right, we don't have ferries. That's something I mentioned earlier. I wish we did, they're really cool. But for Gig Harbor, it's really easy to pop over to Tacoma. So if you're working in Tacoma, if you live close to the bridge, you can literally be in Tacoma in minutes. And then for me to get to Seattle, I'm either doing it one of two ways. I'm driving up to a friend of mine's house in Kitsap County, like Jake, and we'll hop on the ferry together, or I'll just drive around. I can be in Seattle downtown in an hour. Okay, so we talked about community activities. Well, let's talk about some outdoor activities that you can go do in and around. What do you got?
So we have some pretty cool stuff in Port Orchard. We have a Banner Forest, or the Banner Forest. It's just over 630 acre, huge cutout trails. One thing that's pretty big in both Gig Harbor and Port Orchard, but quite a few in Port Orchard, we have a lot of horse stables. So people drive their horses out there. They've got some dirt parking lots that you can just take your trailer to, hop out on your horses, and go explore Banner Forest. I mean, it's stunning.
But we have our own version. We have the 360 park.
Okay.
And it's not quite as big. I have to admit that it's not quite as big, but it's got all the trails, and this has even got like the whole mountain bike course with the jumps and the berms, like all maintained like that. So we have the 360 park. They have Banner. They're both great. Theirs is bigger.
Ours is bigger. We also have a waterfront walkway. It's kind of currently under construction. They're doing a huge overhaul through downtown Port Orchard. Out on the walkway on the 4th of July, or right around that time, they do a bridge blast. So tons of people come and park and hang out down there and watch all these fireworks go off on the bridge across the water. Well, what about the walkway in Gig Harbor?
Well, we have the Cushman Trail. It's different. So our downtown has sidewalks and things a lot of people walk, but it's not a designated walkway like you guys have. But we have the Cushman Trail. Cushman Trail goes from Gig Harbor, like the far end of Gig Harbor, all the way across the Narrows Bridge, well into Tacoma. And it's totally off the road. It's great for bicycles, jogging. People take their strollers, walk their dogs out there, totally protected.
Do you have any state parks over in Gig Harbor?
Oh, we got a brand new one. It's not brand new. It's been around for a long time, but I just did a video on this. You should go check it out. Kopechek State Park. It was closed for over a year, completely renovated, and just a community center there, new trails in there, totally revamped, right on the water, looks out at the Olympic Mountains. Thank you very much.
All right.
Dead Man's Island. It's got a mile of shoreline. So, you know, great for sea urchins and things like that. It's really, really cool, and it's brand new.
But Port Orchard, we have Manchester State Park. It's a pretty iconic state park in the area. It has a local beach on it, so check out the Beaches in South Kitsap video that we have. So there's tons of walkways through there. They have an old torpedo warehouse where you can rent out for events. They host a lot of weddings there. You can overnight camp and park here. Great views of Mount Rainier, and what it does, it looks out straight over at downtown Seattle, so you can see the full skyline of downtown Seattle.
They're both great state park options. And again, if you live around here, go to both. All right, so the last subject we're going to talk about today in any kind of detail is the school system and the difference between the school systems. So all this data that we're going to give you right now all came from niche.com, but I would encourage you to go look at all the other sites that you could find out what school system may be best for you, your kids, things like that. So, but this is the information we gathered from niche.com. So, Gig Harbor School District. As it turns out, there's a lot of things that mirror each other, right? We have just over 9,000 students.
So do we. Just over 9,000 students.
We have 17 public schools.
We have 15 public schools.
Our student-teacher ratio is 18-1.
Got you beat. 17-1.
Our school rating, according to niche.com, is a B+.
Ours is a B. Minus. We're pretty close.
We're pretty close.
Yep. So, I mean, if you guys want to check out more information about kind of the schools, you know, we mentioned niche.com. They have a national resource center that shows different school statistics. Yep. If you're looking in for crime ratings and other different things that are included in both communities, you can really dive into the comments. We'll put a link down there where you guys can check out and really dive deeper into it. We can only tell you so much, but we can point you in the right direction and really get you the information you're looking for. Really, no matter which community you choose, whether it's Gig Harbor, Port Orchard, or just thereabouts we're in, there's not really a bad option for schools. Whether you're starting in preschool all the way up through high school, there's great amenities, great options, new elementary schools, maybe a new high school for South Kitsap. Yep. So there's not
great
really
opportunities for everybody, all over the place.
Well, in summary, I'm not going to give you the victory.
We won.
No, I think it's pretty even. Yeah. I mean, we reviewed tons of different things. I mean, access to state parks, schooling, national parks, walkways, outdoor activities, community events. We're relatively similar.
Yep.
We're very close together geographically.
We are neighbors.
We are neighbors. There's not a bad option whether you're choosing Gig Harbor or Port Orchard. So if you guys have any questions about either one, you know, I live in Port Orchard. I love Kitsap County. but I take advantage of a lot of the amenities that they have in Gig Harbor.
Yep, and likewise, I live here and I go up to Port Orchard quite often as well. I hope you guys like this video. We went through just some of the topics, right? We could go on and on and on. We're gonna leave a bunch of links down below, so if you wanna do more research on some of the things we talked about or dig further into things that might interest you, there's crime ratings, there's all sorts of stuff that people ask questions about. So feel free to look up some of those links. You can reach out to either one of us directly. We're gonna leave all of our information right here. So contact us, leave us a comment in the comment section of the video. Give us a couple thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. We'll see you on the next video.
Bye, I'm going back to Port Orchard.
I'm staying right here. I'm in Gig Harbor.